Hello and welcome back. This is Johnny.
And this is Lisa. And today we have a B1 lesson called Reporting a Lost Credit Card.
Yeah. So, Lisa, have you ever lost a credit card?
Ooh, many times before. The last time I lost my credit card was in Las Vegas. I lost it at a casino.
Oh, that's a terrible place to lose a credit card. So when you lose a credit card, the first thing you need to do is report the lost credit card.
Exactly. So you need to call your bank. So in today's lesson, we have two people. Now, Robert has just lost his bank card, so he needs to tell the bank.
Right. So in today's lesson, we'll learn how to call the bank when we've lost our credit card.
Exactly. Okay, let's listen to our dialogue.
Thanks for calling Bank of America. How may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to report that I lost my credit card.
Okay, sir. First, I'll need your full name and address.
Sure. My name is Robert Chen, and my address is 1029 Paul Drive, Rockville, Maryland, 20851.
All right, Robert. And when did you notice your card was missing?
Just now.
Okay. And when was your last purchase?
I last made a purchase yesterday afternoon for $23.
Okay. So it looks like there has been some activity on your card since then.
Oh no. I want to dispute those charges.
Sure. In the meantime, let's cancel your account and issue you a new card.
Okay, and we are back. So our bank clerk today says, "Thanks for calling Bank of America. How may I help you?"
Okay, so Bank of America. This is probably the most common bank in America. But Lisa, what are some other banks in America?
Well, some of the other big banks are Citibank, JP Morgan Chase Bank, and actually HSBC.
Right. It looks like Mr. Chen is using Bank of America. So what does he say here first?
Well, he says, "Hi, I'd like to report that I lost my credit card."
Okay, so this is the first thing we want to do. So when we report something, that means we tell something to somebody, usually something very important.
Yeah, exactly. You're telling them important information like about lost items. For example, you could report a lost bike to the police. Or you could even report a person. You could report a missing person. Now here we said report noun, but you could also add a sentence. For example, in today's dialogue, it says, "I'd like to report that I lost my credit card."
Right, or we can report stuff at work. Like you could tell your boss, "Hey, I want to report that we have a new customer."
Exactly. Okay, but after you report this, the person at the bank will usually say, "Okay, first I'll need your full name and address."
Right, so why do they need our full name and address?
Well, they need to make sure that you are the right person.
That's why they ask for our full name. That's our first name and our last name. Sometimes we include our middle name too. But it looks like Robert Chen doesn't have a middle name, so he just says his first name and his last name.
Yes, and his address is 1029 Paul Drive, Rockville, Maryland, 20851.
So Robert Chen gave his address here. First, he gave his house number, 1029.
Yes, then next is the street name, Paul Drive.
And then the city and state that he lives in, Rockville, Maryland.
Yes, and last is his zip code. Now here we usually just read each number out, 20851 for the zip code. Just remember though, a zip code and a postal code are the same thing, but they usually say zip code in the United States.
And we say postal code in Canada and the UK. All right, so next the bank teller says, "All right, Mr. Robert, and when did you notice your card was missing?"
Ooh, okay, so a very, very important question here. Notice means discover. So when did you discover that you didn't have your card?
Right. Like Lisa said, this word means to discover or like see something for the first time. Like I could say, hey, Lisa, I noticed you got a haircut. It looks nice.
Thank you. I could also say to Johnny, hey, I noticed you got new shoes.
Right. So we can notice things about other people, or we can even use this to talk about ourselves. Like, oh no, I just noticed my phone's not in my pocket.
Okay, so it is missing. And that's what we're talking about today. So the banker asks Robert, when did you notice your card was missing?
Okay, so if something's missing, that means you can't find it. You don't know where it is.
Yeah, my keys are always missing. I never know where my house keys are.
Yeah, same.
Okay, but what is the difference between missing and missed?
Well, I'd say missing is like an adjective. So it means you can't find it. Like my keys are missing, I can't find them. Missed is a verb though, and it means you didn't see it or you didn't do it.
Yeah, for example, if I'm taking an exam and I say, I missed the last question, this means I didn't do the last question.
Right, or maybe you didn't go to your friend's birthday party, so you can say, I'm sorry I missed your birthday party. I was busy that night.
Oh no. Okay, but of course, here we're talking about a missing credit card. So when did Robert notice that it went missing?
Well, he says just now. So he probably noticed it was missing and then called the bank right away.
Yeah, and you really want to do that right away because someone might be using your card.
I wonder if that happened to Mr. Chen. Well, the bank worker asks, when was your last purchase?
Yeah, so purchase here is a noun, but often we see it as a verb. To purchase something means to buy something, but purchase is more formal than buy.
Right, so you can buy big things, like you can purchase a house, or you can buy small things, so you can purchase a coffee.
Exactly, and often when we use it as a noun, we say make a purchase. So you can make a large purchase or a small purchase. And when you buy things on your credit card, then you can check your credit card to see all your purchases.
Right. So in today's dialogue, purchase is a noun, and it sounds like the bank worker is looking at Mr. Chen's purchases. That's why he asks him this question.
Yeah, and Robert says, I last made a purchase yesterday afternoon for $23.
But oh no, it looks like there's a problem.
Yes, so the banker says, okay, so it looks like there has been some activity on your card since then. So this means that someone else has been using his card.
Right, that's why the bank worker uses this word activity. It means there has been things happening on his card. Purchases have been made.
Exactly. But when activity is uncountable, like in today's dialogue, it just means that something is happening.
Right. Today there's some activity on his card, so someone's using his card.
Yeah, exactly. But let's look at the words the banker uses more closely. There has been some activity on your card since then. So this is our grammar point for today, using has been with since.
Yeah, so has been, that's the present perfect tense. And when we use has been and since together, we're talking about an action that started in the past and continued until now.
Yeah, for example, I could say, I have lived in Vancouver since 2008.
Right, or I have had a credit card since I was 19.
Yeah, usually we get credit cards when we're around like 19 or 18, right?
Right, when we go to university, so we can make a lot of dumb purchases.
Yeah, exactly. I could also use it in the negative too. For example, I could say, I haven't been to the gym since last year because of the COVID pandemic.
Yes, we haven't been able to do a lot of things since the pandemic.
Okay, now because someone used his card, Robert said, oh no, I want to dispute those charges.
Okay, so Robert's not happy that someone used his card. He doesn't want to pay for those purchases. That's why he says, I want to dispute those charges.
Yes, so dispute means to disagree, to argue against something.
Exactly. So, like, maybe if a police officer wants to give you a fine for, I don't know, $100 because you were driving too fast, you can say, hey, no, I don't want to pay that. I want to dispute the fine.
Yeah, and when you dispute something, you either argue to get this fine or charge removed or reduced. So maybe you will pay less.
Exactly. We also can dispute charges on our cell phone bills. You can be like, hey, I didn't call Australia for 2 hours and have this very expensive phone call. I want to dispute this.
Exactly. Okay, so you actually just used the word charges, and that's what we see in our dialogue today. So a charge is an amount of money that you have to pay for something. For example, if I go to a museum, there might be a charge for entrance.
Exactly. I know a lot of museums, they only charge adults. They don't charge children. So we can say children are free of charge.
Yeah, exactly. We can also use this as a verb, right? To charge someone for something. So when you're at a store, they will charge you for a purchase. They will make you pay money for this object.
Well, I think Mr. Chen is doing the right thing by disputing these charges because in Canada and North America, if you report a lost credit card, you don't have to pay the charges if someone else uses it.
Exactly, right? Just tell them I didn't make these purchases and they will remove them. But disputing charges takes time. So the banker says, in the meantime, let's cancel your account and issue you a new card.
Okay, yeah, that's why he uses this phrase, in the meantime. It just means while we're waiting.
Yeah, or at the same time.
So, for example, maybe I ordered a new computer, but it takes 1 week to come. I can say, hey, Lisa, in the meantime, can I borrow your computer?
Yeah, or maybe you're at a doctor's office. They could say, please wait 15 minutes. In the meantime, you can watch some TV in the other room.
Okay, well, what's the bank worker gonna do in the meantime?
Well, he is going to cancel Robert's account and issue him a new card. So to issue someone something means to give them something. But usually this is coming from a company, a school, a bank, or the government.
Right. So, for example, the government issues us our ID card or driver's license.
Yeah, or a school might also issue you a student card.
So, like we said, it's just a very formal way to say give.
That's right. Okay, but after you have reported your lost card, they'll always cancel your account and issue you a new card.
All right. So, Lisa, you said you lost your credit card before. How long was it missing for?
Oh, it was actually missing for a long time before I reported it. I actually waited 2 weeks, but luckily there was no activity on the card, so no one was using it.
Oh, there's no purchases. All right, so you didn't have to dispute any of the charges. So what about you guys? Have you ever lost a credit card and what happened? Did anyone make any crazy purchases on it?
Yeah, let us know your stories and we'll look forward to hearing about them. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you again soon.
Bye.